Hey gang, still on the 19. I'm just going to try to avoid some questions, I guess. How do you get a stuck piston out of a block without doing any damage to the cylinder wall or anything of the like while you're trying to beat out a piston that is stuck, so that you can do minimal damage and possibly get away with just a honing? Well, the way that I do it actually works really well for me, and I never damage the cylinder bores when I do it. If you look up here, I've got a bunch of pistons and connecting rods and whatnot hanging up there for various engines, and I've got a couple in particular that are dedicated to helping get pistons out, and this be one of them. You can see it's burnt on one side. The reason for that, and if you look at the piston itself really doesn't look bad, you know, except for that little bit of scoring. But what does that little bit of scoring tell you? Well, it tells you it got hot on that side. Well, the way that the connecting rod is oriented, it's not getting hot on the exhaust side or, you know, anything like that. And it really baffled me because I pulled this motor apart. This is out of a 23D. Pulled the motor apart and saw this, that it was burnt, and I thought, well, that's really odd. So let's go ahead and hone the cylinder, put some new rings in, gap the end, do the end gap on the rings and whatnot, check all my tolerances and everything. And the oil ring was hanging up in the groove. Thought, well, I mean, it's a nice, clean, you know, even though, I mean, it got hot, but it's nice and clean. So what happened? Well, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but we'll try. If you look here on this side, you can see I'm going to cover. Should be able to, here, let me do it this way. Watch. See the light go away? That's where the oil ring goes, okay? Now, that's the good side. Alright, now we're going to come around and we're going to rotate this piston 180 degrees and take another look. Now you see, there's our burn, and our burn comes around. Now look, you see that line? That's not a casting line. No, that is not a casting line. I mean, it's not on this side. It's on that side, not on this side. That piston's cracked right down there in the oil ring groove. That's what caused all the problems with this piston. So it got replaced with a new one, and I've hung on to this just as a lesson and also as a reminder for me to always check every part of that piston to make sure that it's good. And, you know, obviously heat marks or severe score marks on the sides, okay, these are really, really mild. You know, score marks on the sides, so on and so forth, beveling on the top edge, stuff like that. Is indicative of a problem with the bore, egg-shaped elliptical bore, so on and so forth. What caused this to break? Don't know. But at any rate, let's get back to why I've got this in my hand and how we get the piston out that is stuck in this standard bore with a 30 thousandths over piston. Take the piston, your junk piston, make sure the rings are out, make sure your diameter is okay, in this case it is, and drop it down in the inside of the hole. If your connecting rod is in there and broke off, you're okay, because you can take the wrist pin out of these and you've got a clearance where you can get this to sit down, and this edge will meet up with the lip of the piston. So you just do this, and then you can take a block of wood right on top of that and evenly knock that piston out. So obviously, holding the camera, I can't sit here and do it, but that's how I get stuck pistons out. I don't care if you guys enjoy this video or not, I'm going to post it anyway. Ha! I'm in a mood today. Got up way too early, I guess. Had me a nice breakfast, so I'm full of piston vinegar. But anyway, there you go. Just a not necessarily a quick tip. Also, probably aggravating some of the guys that like me to get right to the point, but I like to babble. So anyway, we're only at 5 minutes, so it wasn't too bad. If it was too painful for some of you guys and you want to comment that it was too painful for you to sit through and watch the whole thing, and you're hearing me tell you this right now, why didn't you click stop and go to another video? Alright, it's Zippo. Later. I'm out.